Well, welcome back, my fellow pilots. What's up? Open World Games here. Hope you all are doing good today, and let us begin. So yes, tons to go over today. Lots of Anthem news. We're going to be talking about EA Play, which of course is going to be showcasing EA's brand new games, and also I would expect some new Anthem content. I'll tell you guys when to expect that. Then we're going to be talking about missing content from the E3 demonstration, the original E3 demonstration for Anthem. Bioware gives some feedback about that one and replies, and then some other stuff about legendary events, stuff you guys really want to see in the game. We're going to be talking about Bioware's replies about, the economy and so on and so forth. So let us begin. So yes, EA Play is going to be happening June 7th through the 9th, and it's going to be in Hollywood, of course. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be going to this one. I've been to EA Play every single year, and I expect Anthem to have a big showing there of upcoming content. So, yeah, I'll probably end up going and hopefully get some really cool stuff. We'll find out more about that later down the road, of course. We'll see what type of presence Anthem really has, but I do expect them to have a very, very big presence. We did see some teases of, new scenes being filmed by the cast. So it looks like they're working on new story stuff already. So yeah, it's going to get really exciting when we head into June. But until then, we have Act 1 to get through. We've got a Cataclysm, Strongholds. We've got the Elysium Stronghold caches, which will be coming up. So a lot of stuff to get through. But let's go over this post right here. This was posted out by The Walking Derp, who says this: whatever happened with these things? Just a few examples of what we've seen previously that's absent from the game we got. And he posted this image here, which shows how, we don't have launching missions from the Strider. Also mentions how, from the original E3 demonstration, they showed transition animations instead of a loading screen, Scar emerging from the ground and more dynamically instead of bunched up through a portal. Mission markers in free play, stuff like this happening in the open world, like the Strider crashing, and that was really cool. You don't see moving Striders. I would love to see that. Then also entering strongholds from the open world, people joining during mission, and then several javelins on display. So, yes, I do get the concerns for sure, especially with some of the open world stuff. I really want to see more dynamic stuff with Striders moving, and a lot more variety in the open world. But this was the reply from Bioware. Ben Irving says this: the short answer is that the cost of transparency is things change. We did our best to be transparent on the journey to going live, but with that we knew things would be different in some situations. Sometimes people would be happy, and sometimes they would be upset. So yeah, that would be the cost of transparency. Hopefully they can get that nailed down further. But he furthermore says this: it's the cost of transparency. Edit: to elaborate, game development is full of change. There are a million reasons why you set out with an idea and evolves over time. This is common in every game. We shared as much as we could. Some things change. So the cost of transparency is that some things we said become not true. Not because someone was dishonest, but because it changed over the course of development. Now, honestly, overall, I'm still having a blast with Anthem. Despite this stuff. So yeah, you can definitely tell that the graphics look sharper in the E3 trailer, which is definitely a bummer. Same thing happened with The Division. So I remember The Division had that downgrade issue, but I really hope that they can get this nailed down a lot better going forward. Ubisoft, after their debacle with The Division downgrade, I don't think they ever repeated that mistake, so EA quickly needs to learn not to do that ever again, honestly. So yeah, if they show anything, it needs to be more on point in my opinion. So that's my opinion on that one. By the way, the gameplay you are seeing is from one of my streams, guys. Check it out in the description below. I stream pretty much every single day, fb.gg/openworldvideogames. Check it out. Would love to have you guys drop on in and say hello. But let us keep going right now. So yeah, there were a bunch of theories as to how Anthem was performing in terms of sales. We heard about the physical copies and stuff like that, hey, it was doing horrible with physical sales, but every single game on planet Earth is basically doing horrible in physical sales because physical sales are dying. But we need to know about the digital stuff. So we've got some really good official information finally from Sony about how the PlayStation sales performed in February. So let's talk about it. So this PlayStation Store, February's top downloads, Apex Legends, Anthem, and Beat Saber lead the pack for February. Furthermore, it says this: the charts are in. February's launch of Respawn's free-to-play Battle Royale Apex Legends took players by surprise, landing them top honors on the free-to-play list this month. Bioware's shared world shooter, Anthem, led the charge on PS4, and Beat Saber slashed through the competition to secure a win on the PlayStation VR side. Yeah, I've always wanted to try that Beat Saber, by the way. But here is the list right here. As you can see, Anthem is sitting up top. Jump Force is next. Grand Theft Auto 5 is still up there. That is crazy, guys. I mean, seriously, come on. That's absolutely maddening. And then you have another Rockstar game sitting at number 10 there, Red Dead Redemption 2. But it's nice to see, I will say this, it's cool to see Far Cry 5 sitting there still, because I personally absolutely loved Far Cry 5. You have no idea. So, but anyway, cool to see that Anthem is performing that well and admirably. And I think that does kind of bode well for the future. Of course, it didn't have like super stiff competition. It didn't have like a Red Dead Redemption 2 that released right alongside it or something like that. It did have Far Cry New Dawn that it was going up against. But a lot of people kind of considered that an expansion. That was a $40 Far Cry game. So, yeah, you could see that Anthem was kind of sitting by itself. It would be interesting to see how it would have done against other games for sure. I remember when Fallout 76 released, it was not sitting on top of the charts. I think it was 5th place in its first week or something like that. But let's keep going here. This was an interesting post right here from Small Guy, I think it is, who says, "Stop drip feeding us crap in the featured store and let us buy every single cosmetic in the game from the Forge." It further says this: "The featured store the last few weeks has been complete crap. Boring animations, vinyls, and armor sets. You're missing out on a huge opportunity here, Bioware. Remember that stream where you displayed every single customization option in the game. Where is all of that content? It's already designed and is already in the game, but you're not letting us access it. I literally, want to throw my money at the screen to buy some blinging cosmetics, materials, etc., but I can't with this featured store rotation bollocks." Furthermore, he says this: "To that, I propose the following. Let us buy every single cosmetic which is in the game and which we know is in the game from the customization stream in the Forge. Leave the featured store for the entirely new content, which is put on exclusively for a few weeks. Release a new armor set and make it only obtainable in the featured store and unavailable in the Forge for a specified period of time. This allows those who want to spend their hard-earned cash straight away, grab the cosmetics then, and those who are less reluctant to spend, pick it up at a later date. I want nothing more to buy cool stuff, but I can't when the selection is limited to a few subpar items every 4 days." So, yeah, and he got a lot of replies and upvotes about that one, and I totally get what he's saying. And great ideas, by the way, there for sure. But you got to remember also, I think that they will be, my take on this is I do believe they will be updating the store more and more once they finally release the Elysium caches. So once we see the Stronghold Vanity Chest, I think that's when we should be seeing the store full-blown updated. But what do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see where you can just buy every single item all at once out of the gate, or do you like the whole rotation thing? Give your opinion in the comments below. But I did like the idea of perhaps having the items exclusive for a limited short period of time. Almost like an early access thing. That does make sense to me because, you know, Rainbow Six Siege does early access for, I think, when they release their operators. I'm not too sure exactly how it works, but I know that it overall works pretty well. But yeah, they can do a system like that as well. So great ideas there. Let me know what you guys think of those. But also, this was posted out there. It says, "Can we please have a conversion system for Embers?" And this was posted by Danger Goat 1. And he goes on to say this: "Hey, freelancers, what I mean by this is being able to convert lower tier Embers all the way up to Masterwork, common to uncommon to rare, epic, and then finally to Masterwork. Even if it was quite of a high conversion rate, like 20 epics to 1 Masterwork, it would go a long way to making lower tiered gear useful for crafting. I'm sure this will have been posted before, but I believe it's worth reiterating. thanks for listening, and keep up the good work. Now, we did get a reply from Bioware about this, and this was it from Chris from Bioware. Says this: great feedback, smiley face. I think one of the cool things about lower level embers is particularly in consumables, where we allow you to stack the same bonus across rarities, giving some utility to those lower level consumables. But there's always good places to balance and give players more agency over their currency, so we're definitely always looking for opportunities to tune the economy. So he's basically saying that they are always willing to look into this stuff and tune the economy going forward. So he's not just saying, you know, we're not doing anything, but at the same time, he does have a point that lower tiered embers, I guess you would say, still do serve a purpose in the game in that you can stack, you know, those abilities. All right, so let's talk about this one here. Now, this was posted out here, and I totally agree with the poster here, who is named Chazza Hancock, who says this: we have legendary contracts on top of regular contracts, so why not have legendary events pop up in free play also? Dude, I totally agree with this, and he says this: by legendary events, I'm talking about events that pop up once every 10 events or are just really rare. As for how they would play out, I'd like to throw out a few examples of what I personally like to see in a legendary event. And he goes on to describe things like multiple titans together, harder bosses, and stuff like that. And I would love to see legendary events in the overworld. You would, you know, imagine your face would light up if you saw like a gold event pop up on your radar or something like that. You'd be like, holy crap, and you knew that it offered better loot and stuff like that. I think it would make free play a lot more interesting and entertaining for sure. I'm waiting for them to add more to free play. Free play is going to be something that I really want to see them expand upon. I know I've said that many times over, but I see so much potential there for sure. Now, this was a great post here by Last Night's Radio. It says this: hey, Bioware, can we please be allowed to lock certain items to prevent them from being accidentally deleted? Dude, yes. I totally agree with this as well, because you don't want to break down, especially your luck-based items, because that, I think those down the road may become more valuable, even more so than now, because I expect, you know, Bioware to perhaps make them more valuable going forward, because the luck system right now is kind of weird. I think it's kind of weird, so I think that they may adjust that in the future, and you're going to definitely want to keep your luck stuff around. I have accidentally broken down some luck items. I'd be like, no, why did I do that? So I think going forward, it'd be nice if they did have some sort of lock feature where you can lock those items to ensure that you never, ever break them down. But guys, thank you so much for watching and all the love and support on the videos. Again, seriously, it has been quite unreal. I greatly appreciate it. We ended up on the trending tab on YouTube, guys. My one video did. I could not believe it. I think that's the first time that's ever happened on the channel. I've been grinding at this channel for years and years. It's a lot of fun, but it is still a lot of work to make sure that you get out like daily content, of course. So all of your support and from you guys just commenting, watching, and staying tuned has been the difference. And I truly, like, for real, greatly appreciate you guys staying tuned and watching all my videos. But guys, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you next time. Take care.